What's happening, YouTube? Coming to you today with another reaction video for JP Sears. I do want to say welcome to the train wreck, and I do have to admit that I rely on this guy quite a bit for content when it comes to this topic because nobody else will touch it. And it's not for any reason other than that. So if you know content creators that are talking about this stuff, please let me know. I love him, but I know you guys are probably sick of seeing him. So, I mean, I'm not, but I'm just like that though. I like funny. Well, this is not funny. This is infuriating. And so I'm going to jump right over here because this made me really mad. And we're just going to let it roll and we'll talk when I get back.
No, we all got away. Feels so good to be able to breathe easy again. The verdict is in on the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. She is guilty on 5 of 6 counts of sex trafficking for Bill Clinton's friend, Jeffrey Epstein. With so much criminal activity to be uncovered about Epstein's underage sex ring involving very high-profile people, here's everything we learned from the trial. Now that we're done with that segment, here's what we didn't learn. Maxwell was found guilty of sex trafficking. We know who she sex trafficked, the victims. We know who she sex trafficked for, Epstein, but we don't know who she sex trafficked to. The prosecutors must have just forgotten this key question that happens to be the most important question of this whole case. With the high-profile sickos in Epstein's black book that deserve to be brought to justice for their criminal activity, normally the prosecutor would offer a plea deal in exchange for Maxwell naming names so that, well, justice could be served, because the prosecutors, after all, are part of the justice system. Did the prosecutors do that in this case? No, it turns out not. She must have, just forgot to do that. Who is the prosecutor who accidentally kept the high-profile names from being exposed to the courts and the public?
Wait for it.
Oh, it's Maureen Comey, the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey. Here are some fun facts about James Comey that certainly have nothing to do with influencing his daughter's eyes wide shut prosecution of this case. Comey donated to Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign in 2015, which she lost. Thank God. As the FBI director, Comey is the one that cleared Hillary following an investigation into her email server. Hillary Clinton happens to be the wife of former President Bill Clinton. Speaking of Bill Clinton, while there was an investigation into potential illegal corruption of his presidential pardon of Mark Rich, James Comey took over the investigation and then concluded Bill Clinton did nothing illegal. And Bill Clinton happened to fly on Epstein's private jet 26 times and visited his pedo island. And our fact checkers have concluded that none of that correlates to anything. Let's move on. James Comey, who has a proven track record of protecting the Clintons, must be proud of his daughter, who was just coincidentally assigned to prosecute Maxwell and forgot to uncover the names of who she sex trafficked to. In other coincidental news, Maureen Comey was set to be the prosecutor of Jeffrey Epstein, prior to him definitely killing himself. What are the odds that she would be the prosecutor in both cases? Kinda low, right? But that's cool. While she was working the Epstein case, Jeffrey had a first unsuccessful suicide attempt. There was video footage from outside his cell at that time, and Maureen Comey just accidentally lost the footage. Probably nothing on it, or else she would have kept better track of it, right? And besides, everyone makes mistakes. Like for me, I can never find my car keys. Oh, here they are. These are actually pretty hard to lose. Moving along to other news also worth suppressing, the presiding judge over the case, Judge Allison Nathan, allowed evidence to be redacted to hide sensational and impure information. Like a little black book listing high-profile names of child abusers? Yes, let's hide that. Judge Nathan also banned all press from the trial. Why would she do that? We don't know. She's a high-profile judge, and we're just a bunch of idiots, so we wouldn't understand her reason. But what we do understand is Judge Nathan is an Obama appointee, who just 1 week before the Maxwell trial began, received a promotion from President Biden to a higher office, the U.S. Second Circuit Court of Appeals. Also worth not noticing, remember those prison guards who just happened to accidentally turn the security cameras off at the exact time that Jeffrey Epstein murdered himself in his jail cell? While all eyes were on the Maxwell trial, federal prosecutors quietly dropped their case against the prison guards, which is fine. The prosecutors probably just found out that the guards didn't do what the guards did. In conclusion, case closed on Epstein, right? I don't think we need to ask any more questions, because justice has been served by victimizing the innocent, protecting the guilty, and diverting your attention away from how we're doing it and who we're doing it for. Oh look, it's the Omicron variant. Good night.
What Wilder wants you to know is because of censorship, the only way...
Oh, Lord help me, sweet Jesus. That's his adorable son, by the way, who thankfully looks like his mother. Sorry, JP, but you know it's true. Yeah. Yeah, so I kind of got myself on a journey a while back when this trial was going on and no one was covering it. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to bring some attention to this. And I have been able to. And I feel blessed to have been able to do that. This is a situation where everyone is involved. Both sides of the aisle are involved. If you like them, there's a pretty high likelihood that they are likely involved in this. If they've ever done anything even slightly nefarious, they are in these groups. I know it's hard for many of us to accept that's who these people are. Let me take a drink, and I want to bring something to your mind, and then I want you to reconsider that statement. Who grew up watching Will Smith on Fresh Prince? It was me. I remember there was a line in Undercover Brother where they said that they liked Will Smith because he raps happy. That was a hysterical movie and a great line. And then he decided he wanted to tell everybody how he had been living his life. Now, how many of you were completely freaking blown away by the sheer ignorance of doing something like that? I'm like, how much effing money do you need, man? You need to sell a book. You're in movies all the time. How much cash could you possibly need that you would want to write a book talking about this kind of stuff? And then saying some really, really offensive things to his base. Just, did you think that would ever happen? No, I didn't. Did you think Bill Cosby would, be accused of doing what he did? No. So, there was something that Eddie Murphy's wife said once, because people were all the time accused Eddie of being an a-hole, which he might be, but it doesn't seem to come off that way to me. And his wife says, there's something about Hollywood, is they're the opposite of who they act. If you see someone who's always goody two-shoes and clean cut and always saying and doing the exact right thing, you need to be afraid of that person because they're a psychopath. They're a nut job. Alec. So I don't understand why it is that there's none of these outlets, none of these news agencies that supposedly are for the downtrodden. They supposedly speak out for those who don't have a voice. I don't understand how none of them have opened their effing mouth about any of this stuff. Why is it that the only sources that I can find information on this is from conservative sources? And by the way, he wasn't always conservative. I've been watching JP for 4 or 5 years, and he was very much a liberal for many, many, many years. So if you think this is who he has always been, this is what life has done to him. See, because this is what you have to become to get to the truth. Why is it that no one from the left is making this a priority? No one. Outside of gamers. The gaming and the internet, these people are offended by what is going on and by what is being swept under the rug, and they don't ever talk about politics and stuff like that. But any decent human being would be offended by this. And honestly, I love JP for what he's doing. I do find it bizarre that he is one of the few places that I can go for content. I love you, JP. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But that ain't right. All right, guys. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. There's my button. If this is content that you enjoy, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and would be humbled by the very fact. And hopefully won't smack myself in the mouth with my mic the next time that I try to act like I'm saying something like I'm intelligent. So, all right. Well, looks like my time is up. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Take care of yourself. Thanks for stopping in. Love you guys.